Hello everyone. So today we want to take a quick walk through the area of student engagement in lectures. With the growth of presentation software such as PowerPoint, we want to see if this has an impact on student engagement. Does the use of PowerPoint slides have a negative impact on student engagement? As students, we've all had the feeling of sitting in a lecture for hours on end and not really being able to pay attention. We want to find out if this has anything to do with the PowerPoint slides or if there are some other factors involved. We sat down with a fellow student of ours to discuss this problem. Let's have a quick look at what they had to say now. Great, so hello and thank you for being with us today for our research topic. So we're just asking the question around lecture slides and PowerPoint and whether they keep you engaged in class. So before we get into that, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Louise Keegan, I'm a final year biotech student.
Okay, great. So, so as I said, we're going to just ask you a couple of questions about the area. So first off, do you feel that the use of PowerPoints helps you feel engaged in your lectures?
I'd say that it's hard to say yes or no, because it probably would depend on maybe who's giving the lecture, but I think, yeah, it's definitely better rather than someone just kind of reading out of like a book or out of like different resources. I think it would probably depend on your course as well. Mm-hmm. So since I'm studying science, we have a lot of like diagrams and it wouldn't be a lot of text in the PowerPoint. So I think it's important to be able to see that, like I feel like a picture definitely explains things better rather than just having loads of words up on the page. So yeah, I do think that if the lecture themselves is interactive, that I think it is a good way to learn, yes.
Okay. And so you do feel engaged, but do you feel that there's anything that lectures could maybe add to it that could make you even help that again, or do you think that the slides alone are enough for you to really feel engaged in the class?
I think videos are definitely a good way to go with it. Like I find whenever any of the lectures would show us a video in the middle of a lecture, that it's the thing that I remember most at the end, and I feel like maybe just like a change of like someone else's voice or a change of scenery definitely kind of keeps you more engaged and kind of wakes you up a little bit if it's a hard lecture.
Great. So I suppose off of that, like, has there ever been something that's really resonated with you? And when you've been in a lecture, like, is there one that you could just think back to and be like, that was really, like, I really enjoyed that, or that was like really engaging, or I felt very active, like I was really learning, or anything along those lines?
Yeah, when I was doing a pharmacology lecture I think it was in second year, I just remember the woman that was doing the lecture, I think it was Dr. Maura Greeley. She was just like really kind of funny and she kind of explained things in just like plain simple English, and I remember her like walking up and down the steps all the time and like pacing across the room trying to explain like how long like your intestine and stuff is, and I feel like I remember her kind of walking around the room and I remember us all laughing rather than, I can't even remember what's on the board. But I remember that she was like constantly pacing around the room and like getting volunteers up to show things, and I think that was like the best way to do it. So I definitely remember her, and I just remember kind of laughing at her and everything, so that was better than the words.
Cool. So I suppose really from your takeaways, you can kind of say that those kind of more active lectures that kind of have supplementary things as well as the slides are really kind of, they're a bit something different.
Definitely.
Great. So I suppose that's kind of everything, and that's really all we needed. So thank you very much for your feedback. Thanks for having us today. Great. Thanks. So as you can see with our chat from Louise, there's a lot more to keeping students engaged than just the PowerPoint slides. From our own experience and the information that we've gathered, we can tell that there are some things that help lectures stand out more than others. Next, we will have a quick look at the key information in this area and the research that we've done. So let's take a quick look through that.
The use and effectiveness of presentation software in education has been a topic discussed in length since its surge in popularity. However, practical research to determine the effectiveness of the tool has been limited. Much of the available literature in this area was published in the early 2000s, when PowerPoint was considered a more novel technology, and research at this time is vague. It is worth noting that PowerPoint was never intended for use in the classroom. It was originally designed for use in a business setting. Despite the question about its effectiveness and relevance, the use of PowerPoint is still increasing, with an estimated 6 million educators using the tool. Outside of education, 300 million PowerPoint presentations are being given daily. A paper published in 2011 from Baybridge University looks into the use of PowerPoint in lecture and classroom settings across multiple disciplines such as engineering and education. This investigation included an open discussion that assessed attitudes towards PowerPoint. While the results showed little variance depending on gender, there were some varying results in terms of faculty. For example, engineering students felt that PowerPoint's use in more maths-orientated areas of their course had a negative effect on their learning. This study clearly shows that PowerPoints can be more relevant in areas such as English over maths. The most outstanding factor that negatively affected engagement was found to be the existence of carelessly prepared presentations.
Shortening of the learning into points adds an extra responsibility to the lecturer to create an interesting narrative in order to engage the student. Shortening a topic into bullet points leads to lecturers building the narrative around the slides. This reduces the accuracy of the narrative and causes important points to be lost. Some lecturers tend to create an environment where they spend the entire lecture teaching the narrative, which provides a blanket for students to be able to sit passively without leaving their comfort zone. A lecturer from Maynooth University who banned the use of PowerPoint noted that while students were initially reluctant to participate more in class, they eventually valued the act of learning more. The use of PowerPoint slides limits the amount of discussion in classes as students are taking notes instead of listening attentively. This results in little or no discussion between lecturers and students and limits the lecture to information transmission. An article published in the New York Times highlighted that members of the US military were against the use of PowerPoint as they believed that commanding officers were oversimplifying complex mission objectives. They described PowerPoint as an internal threat, while one general said that it gave them an illusion and understanding of control which, in reality, they didn't have.
Student engagement is recognised as a core ethos to the success of higher education institutions in Ireland. However, PowerPoint has been widely criticised, with its detractors describing how it can have a negative impact. Researchers have suggested that the conflict may be resolved by its intelligent use, applying more thought, variation and creativity to the use of the slides for learning. From our research, we have found that over 95% of students feel that the quality of PowerPoint presentation affects their level of engagement in a lecture. The elements of a PowerPoint tool which make it so suitable for the summary and briefing in the business world seem ill-suited to the needs of a lecture environment. Our research found, among others, that 2-hour lectures containing over 60 slides have the most detrimental effect on students' engagement. Classroom technology, such as students' response systems, have been used to engage students and ultimately enhance their learning. Our research suggests that when lectures are more interactive with the use of classroom technology such as Poll Everywhere, students feel more positively engaged towards the content. Positivity is also expressed when the content includes topical material and recent articles. Extrinsic motivation occurs when we are motivated to perform a behaviour or engage in an activity. From our research, we found that the rewards, such as a small percent of the final grade offered over the course of a semester, boost the engagement of students in lectures. Our research has shown that students are open to alternative teaching methods, discussion and active participation, and their engagement increases when they don't just sit passively in a lecture. Studies have shown that alternative methods of teaching, like in-class discussion and the use of whiteboards, have seen students perform better in exams when they are better able to contextualise the knowledge acquired in class.
So, as you can see, PowerPoint in university is here for the foreseeable future. Research has shown that it has both a positive and negative effect on student engagement. Our study has shown that when the tool is used in conjunction with alternative methods of engaging students, that it can be much more powerful. So, we hope that we've been able to illustrate today different ways to improve student engagement and the impact of PowerPoint on students. And thank you for watching our video.